Good morning. Welcome to BKP Politics. It's Tuesday morning. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching FYNTV.com. And good morning. Glad to be back. Welcome. Voice of Rural America. Now, let me ask you a question, okay? As Emily is putting up all of the ways to follow us on social media, there you go. You can text us. As I always say, you can text me anytime. Send an email. Yesterday, reaching out to the viewers, I've asked for someone to dedicate themselves to research for Voice of Rural America. Now, everybody out there, you're in the research department. You find things, you send it to me. But someone that is going to be dedicated to working with myself here and researching, and I appreciate it. I had someone reach out. Great conversation yesterday. We got some great things getting ready to happen in the side of research on this show. So I really appreciate you reaching out yesterday. So now that being said, okay, yesterday, I know if you've tuned in this morning, and is it Merrick Garland, and you watched yesterday Merrick Garland's testimony there. Give me number 44. Okay. You're saying, you're wanting to say to me, are you going to play the clips? Now, I want to tell you something when I say I'm not as concerned, okay? There's confirmations that are going to happen in administrations. Now, the Supreme Court of the United States of America, we will get into that in a minute, because I want to talk about what it means to election law going forward. And Clarence Thomas hit it out of the park. He hit it out of the park. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, in his dissent, wrote exactly what I've been saying on the show for God knows how long. But so many of you watched Merrick Garland's testimony yesterday. I get it. What's going to happen in the Department of Justice? Okay, the Department of Justice is a disaster. All of the the acronym, departments, DOJ, FBI, NSA, CIA, they're all a disaster, okay? NEA, whatever, if it has three letters, it's a disaster. And you're not going to turn this behemoth around in an administration. Now, Trump attempted to turn some of these behemoths around, but what President Donald J. Trump did do is expose things. So many things we did not know, like fishing with dynamite. I'm sorry, maybe you're not supposed to throw the dynamite. There's the fish floating on the top, right? So Donald Trump went fishing with dynamite. I'm telling you, boom, they're floating. But, okay, so you may think, well, wait a minute. I'm not as concerned that this guy is going to be, we lived through Eric Holder, okay? And I understand we're dealing with Obama Eric Holder administration now. I agree with that, okay? But it's nominees like Merrick Garland, the OMB director, she's going to be gone. There's going to be a new one appointed. These pretty much, they're going to happen. All right. Now, made for TV, I love Senator Kennedy from Louisiana, Josh Hawley from out in Missouri, but a lot of the sound bites and clips are made for TV excitement. Okay. That I'm not saying I will not play, but I have other things. Yes, Garland pledges to prioritize capital attack Domestic terrorism. Yes, we know that. Shocker. Okay. And no matter how much he cries and gets emotional during the testimony about his family coming here and fleeing a foreign country of persecution, and he wants to make sure that doesn't happen in America. No matter how many tears they shed, this guy is in the Biden camp, the Democrats camp. They're not picked. The deep state is not going to let any of these people get into place if they're not in lockstep, period. Okay? So enough on Merrick Garland for a minute. Or just enough on that for a minute. Because we got a lot to cover. Now, who would have thought? Who would have thunk it, right? Right? Give me number 11. Okay? I say conservative. Who would have thunk it? Okay? Would you have ever thought that the most not conservative, constitutionalist, the real conservative, would be a black man in America? If you had to go back, well, wait a minute. I'm not saying I'm not saying it was never possible, but the most conservative constitutionalist, the Antonin Scalia of the Supreme Court, is Clarence Thomas, a black man. That's right. Now, just some things to think about. Now, I am not a deep state Bush family dynasty, Bush dynasty. I'm not fans, but I love reality. Truth is truth, and facts are facts. I understand Democrats don't understand that, and either does the media. All right, but he is appointed by George H. Bush, right? He's in the Wayback Machine. This guy is right after Ronald Reagan, appointed by the two most conservative judges on the court, period, are Bush appointees, right? He is George H. That's a fact. All right. And number 12, Samuel Alito. They're neck and neck. I tell you what, I like this guy. I like this guy. If you read his statements, his dissent on certain cases, where he stands, I like this Supreme Court justice. It happens to be white, so we wanted to go for Coca-Cola. We wanted to go with a black Supreme Court justice first, but okay, and we're going somewhere with this. Now, this is Samuel Alito, nominated by who? George W. Bush. So I just thought it was interesting this morning that the two most conservative justices on the bench that we can count on, George H. and George W., put on the bench. Now, there's a reason, and I'm going to get off this. Give me number 13, Neil Gorsuch. Okay? There's a reason why Neil Gorsuch can side. He can side with Alito and Clarence Thomas. And there's a reason why number 14, Amy Coney Barrett, this is a Trump appointee, Donald Trump. And then number 14, Amy Coney Barrett. And number 15, Brett Kavanaugh. Both tread lightly in siding with Thomas, Alito, and Gorsuch. And I'm going to give you my opinion later in the show why these two Trump appointees are very cautious. Now, I know what you're saying out there. What the hell? Who told them we wanted them to be cautious? We want them just to apply the Constitution. I get it. I'm with you. Okay. But I know, I feel I know why these two in particularly are cautious. So that being said, going back to Clarence Thomas, number 11, okay. And here's where we're going to get into. This is the most conservative constitutionalist in the country, maybe in history. Now, I don't want to knock, Antonin Scalia, right? All right. Still favorite, top right here. But this guy right here, the black guy, I know I keep saying that, but they don't like to talk about it out there. For some reason, Democrats, liberals, deep state, all the above, they miss the NAACP, all of them miss. The guy happens to be black. So now, what have I said on this show? And this is going to be a takeaway. I want you to yes, Merrick Garland. I get it. Boom. Okay. Yes, Trump's tax returns. I get it. We're going to get into that. But right here, this to me there's three things that go to the top for me today. And this is one. And the challenges are over. I have had emails and text messages, wait till this court case comes up. Wait till this comes before the Supreme Court. Wait till this happens, that happens, and whatever, right? Now it's over. It's officially done. The Supreme Court is not going to hear any 2020 presidential election challenges. Period. Done. Throw it out. The Pennsylvania case it's past tense, it's gone. It was enormous, the Pennsylvania case. When you get into that, and we might dig a little bit into the article in a minute to expose that, but the Wisconsin, Arizona, Michigan, Georgia, Pennsylvania, it's gone. Okay? Now, yesterday I watched, and I'm going to show you something in a minute, but I watched 3 hours. I had my headphones on while I was reading articles, studying, texting people, talking to people, making phone calls. HB 31. It's the omnibus 48-page election bill in Georgia. Okay? Now you're watching all across the United States of America. What about, 2020? And for my good friend that stood up at the other night at the Towns County Republican Party meeting and said, I hear all this. A good, this great guy, man. He's a good guy. He stood up in the middle of the meeting and he said, I hear all this 2022. But what are we going to do about 2020? What are we going to do? Okay? My answer to you, my friend, nothing. That's it, nothing. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter what witnesses you watched. It doesn't matter what videos you watched. It doesn't matter how much testimony you heard. It does not matter how great of a case that Kelly in Pennsylvania had for the Supreme Court. The answer is nothing. Sorry to bring that. Nothing. That's what we're doing. Nothing. No one is talking about the machines. No one. Okay? No. Even in Georgia. Well, wait a minute. I hear this representative in this state, and the other day I was in an article, and this representative said this, and this one said that. Let me show you something, folks. And we'll get back to that. Give me number 2. Well, he's a crackpot. He's crazy. He's loco. He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't care what you call this guy. Do you know him? His name's Mike Lindell. Okay? Now give me number one. I lost 20 million retailers and it cost me 60, not 20 million. I'm sorry, back up. Boom, correction. I lost 20 retailers and it cost me 65 million. My Pillow CEO Mike Lindell admits he will make staggering losses this year after boycott of his firm over his election fraud claims. And he's hit with a $1.3 billion Dominion defamation suit. Nothing. We're not doing anything. You can't talk about the machines. There's not one in Georgia right now. Okay? And this is sadly, this is America's hope. I'm sorry, America, Georgia sent you down the toilet. Brian Kemp flushed the friggin' toilet on America and swirled us right down. Boom. The tidy bowl man, he's no longer floating. He's gone. Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, appointed Kelly Loeffler. I don't want to get riled up. The whole thing, it started downhill. Boom, right after that. Long story short, the governor, our lieutenant governor, our secretary of state, Brad Raffensperger, okay? The list goes on. We flushed America. Sorry. I apologize. Now, the sad thing is, the election laws that could be changed and the ones that could set the standard in Georgia, in America, is Georgia, because we're supposed to have a Republican governor. We're supposed to have a Republican House, Republican Senate, Republican Lieutenant Governor. But you will not find a piece of legislation, not one, that deals with a machine, not a one, across this country. There you go. Now, there's been people talk about a thumbprint, all right? Heard somebody in a presentation the other night. Remember right after 9/11, you could not walk in a bank and cash a check without your thumbprint, right? People have talked about your thumbprint. You don't see that in any legislation, okay? None whatsoever. All right, so let me get back focused. So what I have said for months on end, if nothing went wrong, then what is there to fix? What is there to fix? If zero went wrong, if we can't find zero issue, if we can't even get the Supreme Court to hear a case, because you see, the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania overstepped, and you go do the research on Kelly, Representative Kelly in Pennsylvania, the lawsuit, you will find what we're talking about. The Supreme Court of Pennsylvania, my understanding is, really quick on a thumbnail sketch, changed election law, and they do not have the authority to do that in Pennsylvania. Okay, that's the quick version in a sentence. All right, if you're screaming no, that's pretty much it. Okay, which allowed them to count hundreds of thousands of ballots that were illegal based on the fact that the Pennsylvania Supreme Court changed election law. Now, fast forward down to Georgia. The Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, oh my God, he is political toast, all right? This guy's a disaster for America, not just for Georgia. I'm sorry, I apologize every damn day to the whole country. But Brad Raffensperger, can we get our votes back? Can we say, ooh, that was a mistake? Brad Raffensperger in Georgia entered into an agreement with Fair Fight, Stacey Abrams, and the Democrats. Fair Fight, don't forget, because I'm going to show you something here in a minute. Stacey Abrams, that gapped tooth broad, big broad, that gap tooth, extra large, she's a 2X. That gap tooth, 2X, extra large, black woman. Hell, just go for it. Whatever the hell, right? But bottom line is, he made a deal with her. That was unconstitutional. He was not allowed to do that. And that's according to the Georgia Constitution. That belonged, everything Brad Raffensperger did belonged to, right, the legislature, the Georgia legislature. So we have that deal. We have Pennsylvania, on and on, right? We're not talking about flipping votes. Let me be perfectly clear on something, okay? We're not talking about flipping votes. We're not talking about an anomaly. We're not talking about even 2:30 when all the machines went down, they came back up, and voila, Biden is president, or it looked to be that way. We're not talking about any of that. We're talking about constitutional things that took place in this country that, if corrected, would have a major bearing on elections, future elections. So when somebody stands up and says, what are we doing about it? Okay, HB 531 in Georgia, it's not enough. It's not enough to say, okay, you've got to have an ID, okay? That being said, give me number, and we're going to take a break because we got a lot to unpack today, because I want to say this to you. Give me number. I got to go find my glasses during the break too. That I called for 10. Give me number 10. Emily, how are you today? Thank you very much. Emily, just right on the ball. I got to give it to her. 8:23 this morning. Fraud by mail. Oh, there's one. All right. A decision in these cases would not have any implications regarding the 2020 election. Okay? But a decision would provide invaluable guidance for future elections. This is Alito. 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 I love to say that. Alito. All right? Samuel. Samuel, get in here. Anyhow, a decision in these cases would not have any implications regarding the 2020 election. So Samuel is saying, you know what? I mean, hearing the case, we're not going to go back and uncertified. We've already signed the documents. We're not going to remove the guy. This case does not require us removing Biden, okay? But a decision would provide invaluable guidance for future elections. Alito wrote, he said the cases call out for review. The cases call out for review. Future guidance for future elections. Why, hell, after yesterday, Pennsylvania Supreme Court, have at it. Do whatever the hell you want. I mean, Georgia, we can make laws and we can have it on the books because we already have it. And, you know, we can say, Secretary of State, you can't do this, that, and the other thing. Always the other thing that's get you in trouble. Not this and that. This, that, and the other thing, okay? So, hey, the other thing going to get you in trouble, but it doesn't matter. The Supreme Court has passed. One more, and I'll take a break. Give me number 9. That's Alito. Alito. Samuel, give me number 9. We failed to settle this dispute before the election. Okay? They failed. The Supreme Court failed this country, folks. and thus provide clear rules. Now we again fail to provide clear rules for future elections. Okay, let me say this. I do not, I didn't want to come here this morning and be correct. I mean, I really, this is not what I want to use to say, hey, I told you this was happening. If all the way to the Supreme Court, if nothing happened, there's no evidence. There's the Trump lie. That's what it said. The Trump lie. No evidence. The Supreme, they don't say what, they just say every challenge has been thrown out, no proof, nothing. Then why would a judge accept any election law changes? Why? And we'll go over that in a minute, okay? The decision to leave election law hidden beneath a shroud of doubt is baffling. Hidden under a shroud of doubt. By doing nothing, we invite future confusion and erosion of voter confidence. And that was Clarence Thomas. By doing nothing, we invite future confusion and erosion of voter confidence. By doing nothing. Folks, put up, and let me tell you something. I listened, and I'm not going to tell you again because you're getting, I know you get angry. You get all worked up. I understand. HB 531 yesterday, 48 pages. I read all 48 pages. 3 hours worth of testimony yesterday. And you know what? I watched all 3 hours. So when they got up and they said this, that, and always the other thing, okay, when they said that during the testimony in Georgia at that Barry Fleming, the chair of the Georgia Election Integrity Committee for the House of Representatives in Georgia, I understood everything they were talking about because I read all 48 pages. That being said, I listened to all of the people that came up as witnesses that HB 538 was from unconstitutional to whatever. They made a list a mile long. Now, I showed you this yesterday, and I'm going to show you the answer. Okay? Give me number 47. And the number's up there. I didn't get the top. I did it yesterday. But this came to this phone from Fair Fight. Fair Fight. Stacey Abrams sent this. And this is what I asked you yesterday. How many text messages, okay? Now, I will say Republican groups, particularly the Georgia 9th District, hats off to you, put out and shared on your Facebook pages that the hearings were going on and please listen in and pay attention. But how many groups trying to change election law, okay, really worked hard to get you information and is really out there fighting? Because this is Fair Fight. Who is Fair Fight? Stacey Abrams, period, okay? Fair Fight, hey, boom, we're rights, Georgia, rushing introduction and hearing process, cut Georgians out of the legislation process. In reaction, Fair Fight Action is hosting a series of public hearings on HB 531 next week to ensure you have all the information you need about these attacks on voting access. Will you join us? I text back. I sent back, yes, please send me info on the hearing times. Send me info. They answered me. Great. Thank you so much. You can sign up for the hearings at blah, blah, blah. We are looking forward to seeing you then. Feel free to invite anyone, right? They answered me right back with the information. They are ready to fight against any election integrity laws that change the theft the stolen election that just took place. And let me say, I didn't say flip votes. I didn't. I didn't say that. I didn't say an anomaly at 2 a.m. I didn't say that. I'm talking about the constitutional review that should have been done in this country, where especially Pennsylvania and Georgia are concerned, or Pennsylvania. The changing of election law by a Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. Take a break. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hey, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. Now, I want to do two more things. I want to do two more things on election, and then I want to get into the tax returns, and then we'll get into the two. Okay? Now, folks, I understand what Merrick Garland yesterday, Department of Justice. Okay, I got it. But I want to get into two very concerning nominees that happened this week. This week, these hearings will take place. You need to pay attention. Department of Justice affecting your life? Yes, I agree. Okay. I agree with all of these nominees will affect your life. Every one of them. Dick Durbin yesterday, this arrogant, smug, whatever. I can't go too deep into that. I start saying ugly words, but Dick Durbin from Illinois yesterday opened up the Merrick Garland hearings, and every one of them open up every single hearing. The Democrats that are in control now in the Senate, they open up every single hearing with this agency, whatever agency or nomination hearing they're having for whatever committee, secretary, or anything, opens up with finally equity, inclusion, diversity. Okay, it's every committee. Okay. And racism, every hearing. But there's two in particular that I want you to watch for this week that are actually they're scary to me. But as far as HB 531, okay, they want to put ballots on secure paper. There was talk about poll watching. But let me tell you, everybody shows up. The ACLU shows up. Fair Fight shows up. Planned Parenthood shows up. Okay, you name it. They all show up. And identification, Sunday voting, souls to the polls. They all show up and talk about they don't want the ballot boxes, the drop-off boxes. They don't want the drop-off boxes. They do not want them indoors. They don't want them indoors, okay? And they don't want the drop-off boxes indoors where they can be watched, okay? They want them outdoors again. There were people that witnessed, if somebody walked up, although a drop box has surveillance, if somebody walks up with a hoodie on, okay, and their head down, because the surveillance is usually not from the ground up. The drop box doesn't have its own eye down here at the bottom looking up at the slot. Now, I think if you want to have surveillance, the drop box should have right there. Look, let me tell you something. Let me say this. When you go to you have a cam right here, right there. Okay? You have a webcam right here. Okay? You go to Walmart and you're shopping, there's an eye that has its picture right on you while you're shopping and scanning. Now pay attention to this. Think about this. While you are scanning your stuff, there's an eye at Walmart on you to make sure you scanned and that beep correlate. I'm serious. You go to any of the stores now with the new technology, that eye is on you. So if you want to build these drop boxes, because they don't want to do it, they will not do it. If you want to build these drop boxes, it could work. Right at the lip of the drop boxes, put one of those eyes to where it would see you right in the face and see you put your ballot in. And it would be able to see who put one ballot in or who put 100. But they don't. They just call for surveillance. The surveillance is up over here. So if you walk up and because of COVID, you have a mask on and a hoodie on, and you keep them right here, and you position yourself, you could shove 100 ballots in the box and nobody says a word, and you can't see it. But let them watch how fast they fight and yell if you put the I in the front of that Democrat ballot harvesting box. If you put the I in front of that box, just like you're shopping, they'll all complain, but their asses go to all these stores. They can get to the store, they can get where they want to go, but they can't get the vote. So I don't even like to waste my time on this program talking about not being able to get there to vote. I heard yesterday people talking about anxiety. Somebody said, well, if you have anxiety, well, baby steps. Okay. Well, what if you have anxiety and you have different conditions and you can't get out of the house? Okay. All right. Maybe. All right. Whatever. What if you have a migraine? I'm serious. They had yesterday at the Georgia HB 531. What if you have a migraine? I'm like, oh my God, they were coming up with everything. Okay. Now, the one thing they don't do is they don't get in a wheelchair. Not that you have to be in a wheelchair. The 90-year-old little lady, the black lady, because that's, if you listen, that's the disenfranchised voter. That's the one we're trying to suppress. It's the little old lady that is in rural Georgia that has no internet, doesn't have a copier, doesn't know how to make a copy of their driver's license. But they don't bring that person and say, let's go get this person, take them to the Capitol, bring them in and put a microphone and say, I'm so-and-so from South Georgia. I'm 92. I like to vote. I want to vote. But I don't have a copier, and I don't know nothing about that internet stuff, and I can't get out to vote, and I don't go play bingo, and I don't go out anywhere, but I sure would like to vote. And I don't have a driver's license. I couldn't drive here today. My grandmother didn't have a driver's license, folks. My grandmother left this world, never drove a car, never had a driver's license, never drove a car. I get it, okay? But they never bring that witness. They don't. They just talk about that witness. They talk about that person. They don't bring them. Okay? You have to have an ID for SNAP. What is SNAP is, food stamps or whatever you want to call it nowadays. You have to have an ID for that. Government issued ID, state issued ID. But that being said, right? Put that they went nuts over the drop box. They want the drop boxes. They want more hours. They want to be able to have Sunday voting, all the above. All right. But I want to play just quickly because I watched all of those videos yesterday of each and every one. I sent a video. Now, this is a guy right here, and he made a little presentation. And this is in the state of Georgia. His name is David Cross. I think I sent it up. It says election, and it's at 2 hours and 48 minutes and 5 seconds or whatever. Get that video and play that until I say come back.
Cross, if you will unmute yourself, you should be ready to go.
I'm not muted. Can you hear me?
Okay, I think it was our fault. Are you there, Mr. Cross?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Can you see my screen also?
Did you put up a Georgia election integrity screen?
Yes.
Yes, we see that.
All right. So I'll be brief. I generally agree with most of the provisions of this bill, and I hope that you'll add some things to it. What I'm looking at is securing the vote. Election ballot count accuracy and digital security are severely lacking in Georgia elections. How many accidental ballot batch scans happened in the November 2020 election? I don't think very many people know this, but I've provided this to the Secretary of State. There were 9,870 duplicate potential ballot scans, not just individual ballots, but entire batches. All right, I'll show you what it looks like. So the data that I've got here was sourced directly from the Secretary of State. You can click this link if you like to. It'll take you to this page. And you don't click here, but you click the third here. And what you get is this page. The third link takes you to the data that the Secretary of State provides. There are 41,899 lines of data on this spreadsheet. And it gives you every single scan that happened. So we used a simple function in Excel to search for suspected duplicate scans. We found thousands, okay? And what you can see here at the very top here is there are 2 ballot scans that match each other, 745 votes for Biden, 166 for Trump. And then there's an exact same duplicate for that same number. Each one of these that we go through from Fulton County, Clayton County, Fulton County had quite a few, Gwinnett County had quite a few as well too. But we highlighted thousands of instances where there are duplicate numbers of exact ballot results. And none of this was caught by the Secretary of State's office. And it could be easily caught. I mean, if it was caught by me, it should be able to be caught by, by a third party that can do this type of work. Next page here. We even found batches where the name of the scan batch showed a remarkable similarity to the name of another. So you can see in the center of the page, absentee ballot scanner batch, or scanner 3 batch 111 matches, but the number of votes don't match. Again, this is somebody who ran the ballots through and said, oh my gosh, I don't know if we did that. Let's run them through again. Again, what we found was 9,870 votes, or not votes, but scanned ballot batches, and the difference in the total number of votes was 56,239. Very quickly here with regard to digital security. In Gwinnett County, 76 of 157 polling locations in Gwinnett are churches. Many churches and county facilities have Chinese-made TCL brand televisions in the same vicinity as the polling machines. We have evidence and confirmation of digital intrusion from China into Georgia precincts. Intrusions were achieved through Chinese-made TCL televisions. The Secretary of State tried to publicly discredit the testimony of Jovan Pulitzer, but I watched it as it happened when I was giving my testimony at the Senate hearing at the state capitol. On the morning of the election,
Cross, I want to give you time to wrap up.
I'm going quick. On the morning of January 5th, I witnessed a Chinese-made TCL television with streaming capabilities being installed at George Pierce Park. What I would recommend to the board here is unplugging all network access devices, including these televisions, for the next election. I think that'll severely limit people's ability to be able to hack into the system over here. We brought the errors and oversights to the attention of the Secretary of State and the governor. None of what we found has been addressed by the Secretary of State or the governor. A simple professional audit would have caught all of these errors months ago. Voter GA is suing Fulton County and Gwinnett County to gain access to the ballots for a forensic audit. We estimate the cost of the audit will be approximately $40,000. But why must the citizens of Georgia sue the counties for access to their votes? Why do we have to do this at our expense? Whoops. The Georgia legislature has the power actually to decertify the election, but it won't change the outcome, but it will force the Secretary of State to take corrective action. That's the end of my comments. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you being here with us today.
Okay, so David Cross, thank you for going and making that presentation. It was quick. It was about 4 minutes. That was just a touch of the presentation that was done yesterday on HB 531. Let me say this before we wrap up this segment, because I want to start my 9 o'clock hour fresh with 2 more segments that I want to do before we're out today. 2 more segments before we're out today. Let me just say this. Yesterday, the Supreme Court of the United States put us in a position that we will not be able to clearly fight in court. That's what concerns me. They will take all of our laws that we write to try to clarify things on the last election. And they will use the fact that the Supreme Court wouldn't even bring it up. Give me number 11. And remember this, because we're going to close with this, okay? Number 11, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, okay? All right. Number 9, he wrote, "We failed to settle this dispute before the election." Number 9, when you get to it there, Emily. "We failed to settle this dispute before the election and thus provide clear rules. Now we again fail to provide clear rules for future elections. The decision to leave election law hidden beneath a shroud of doubt is baffling. Leaving election law under a shroud of doubt, by doing nothing, we invite further confusion and erosion of voter confidence." And I talk about that all the time. I've said for months, if nothing in the election is wrong, nothing went wrong, period, nothing. Ryan Germany, the attorney for the Secretary of State of Georgia, his reports are right on spot. Then why change any laws? And I'm just saying this. Why change a single election law in America? That's what the support has actually put, the confusion and erosion for the next election. So I'm optimistic, okay, on 2022. I'm optimistic that Georgia will come through with some very good, solid legislation once the Senate comes out, because this HB 531 for Georgia and the House side, it's not as strong as it needs to be, but it's potent, but it's not where it needs to be. But the Senate is supposed to be out today, tomorrow, maybe Thursday, but this week with their version, and then we have crossover day. And they're going to mirror those two together, and it may be a pretty solid piece of legislation that can make some solid corrections in Georgia, but then it heads to the courts, Supreme Courts. It heads to the courts. Give me number 12, Alito, okay? Alito, and let's see, I think he is number, and Samuel Alito wrote yesterday, give me number 10. This is what he wrote concerning the court not taking it up. A decision in this case would not have any implications regarding the 2020 election. And I understand where he's going with this. I understand what he's going. Look, it's not like we're trying to hear the case to, throw Joe out of office and go back. All right, I got it. But the decision would provide invaluable guidance for the future elections. He said the cases call for review. He asked for them to be reviewed, and he said invaluable guidance. Take a break. I want a real clean 9 o'clock. We're going to come back. And to me, I know what you see out there. There's so much in the internet world that is news out there. But I'm going to tell you one of the scariest things to me, and I always try to keep an eye on our children. Our children. You always hear politicians talk about the debt that we're putting on our children to pay, the future of our children. It seems like the real security of our children is something we should be interested in, and it's really at stake here. It is time. This is a battle like none other for the soul of America. Take a break.
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia is truck country, and nobody discounts Chevy trucks like Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $8,000 off new Silverado crew cabs, or save $5,700 on the all-new body style Equinox. Every Chevy truck and SUV discounted big. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the low-price leader in truck country. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
You know, I wish the empathy that they say Joe Biden has brought back to the White House, I wish he could, put that into his supporters. They're nasty people. They are just despicable, downright nasty people. You can't have a political difference. I mean, I come on here and I do an opinion show 2, 3 hours a day. It's my opinion. Okay. You don't have to agree, but the way they comment and the nasty things they say, do you realize, or do you pay attention? They never, when I say never, they never have opposition to what you say as far as any fact or any kind of real debate. It's just ugly and nasty personal. I mean, it just is. I mean, I could care less. I keep hearing the media. It doesn't bother me. I mean, if you're new to the show, you will see tomorrow I'm going to come back and I'm going to go right at the same direction I'm going at today. And that'll be the next day and the next day. Okay, they've been trying to attack me and call me names. I love BKKKP. That one's my favorite. They give me 3 Ks. They never give Robert Byrd, which the young lefties out there that are the evil, angry despicables, the despicables out there, they don't know who Robert Byrd is. So it's interesting they would assign KKK to me. But if you're not new to the show, they attack every day and they say nasty stuff. But I just, I keep coming back and doing the same thing. Now, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. We will be here for 3 hours today. I've got a surprise for you in the third hour, something you're really going to enjoy. But this week, Thursday, okay, and I'm not going to take too much time on this story, but for all of you that watched, and I want to go through this very quickly. I'm going to find some numbers, Emily, and I'm going to roll through these as fast as possible when I find the numbers. Now, obviously, number 16. Give me 16, because nothing like a picture of boobies. I mean, the only thing that's missing out of this picture for CNN is Michael Avenatti, and they may bring him back, okay? But you have Stormy Daniels and you have McDougal. Is that her name? I forget her name. Playboy centerfold or whatever. Supreme Court of the United States clears the way for New York prosecutors to subpoena Trump's tax returns. Now, the one thing I want to say is how long before these tax returns will be leaked out to the WAPO or the New York Times? How long before little excerpts of the tax returns, Rachel Maddow will have found a page that fell out of somebody's briefcase while getting off the subway? I don't know. But anyhow, yes, we will talk about that later. Cyrus Vance, we will get into that in just a moment, okay? A moment, all right? But a couple things I want you to see this morning before I move into the next one. Now, 25, okay? Now, I told you yesterday, is it third person, ninth person, second person, not recognizing? I don't know. I mean, how many of you tune in daily to find out or listen for the word I will mispronounce of the day? It's like, boy, this is going way back. You know, say the secret word, win $100, right? Say the secret word, Groucho Marx. Say the secret word, win $100. You bet your life, right? Okay, and then the little bird drops down, and he's got the secret word. So how many of you tune in daily for the mispronunciation of the day? Okay, or the grammatical disaster of the day? I know that. It's out there. But I don't get caught in the emotion. I'm an emotional person, but not in the emotion. Number 25. Okay. What I tell you yesterday, they do say Donald J. Trump. They do mention his name. You got to mention his name. But they're trying everything to talk about him as the previous president. Yes. They will come up and say the previous president, the other guy, the previous president, and while in office. Who would that have been? All right. But Judge Garland grows emotional discussing his family history in confirmation hearings. Okay. He got emotional. He wasn't emotional when he said, okay, if you try to burn down a courthouse and it's closed, it's different than burning down a courthouse and it's open. I get it. All right. You're trying to shut down the operation of democracy, or you're just trying to burn down the courthouse so they can't get in there tomorrow morning and continue with democracy. Big difference. Courthouse closed, crime is different. Courthouse open, you're trying to interfere with democracy, the motion, the wheels of justice. Well, if you burn it down in the middle of the night, can't have wheels of justice next day. But anyhow, bypassing that, he got emotional, right? Here's number 26. Merrick Garland faces senators at confirmation hearing. Okay, he's going to be your next, okay, attorney general, all right? Number 27, Garland grows emotional during discussing his family history at confirmation hearings, okay? Now, here's another one. Joe got emotional. Empathy. Number 28, Biden honors 500,000 COVID deaths in emotional White House ceremony. Got emotional. That's why we elected him. He's an emotional guy. It's just they say if you talk soft, Joe, and quiet, and read these words, empathy. Number 29. Supreme Court allows New York jury to obtain Trump's tax returns. No empathy there. Moving right along. Number 31, Garland pledges to prioritize capital attack as domestic terrorism. Okay. So let me see if there's a couple more I want. CNN in on it. Number 38. Garland appears set for confirmation. He's set for it after Senate hearing. Okay. And number 29, CNN, Capitol riot prosecutions as his top priority. Okay. And then you have Joe Biden again with his somber. Number 40. It was somber. Number 40. Somber White House vigil marks 500 Americans dead from coronavirus. Now, let me just say something to you. The reason your grandparents, the reason your mom and dad, the reason your aunt or uncle, the reason your brother or sister died in a nursing home or hospital alone is because of the government. Period. The government said, sorry about that. That's not a signal. This is not a signal either. The government said you could not be with your loved ones. The government said you could not. Now, they're going to tell you they didn't have enough smocks, masks, shields, eyeglasses. Is it PP? Let's see. Personal protective, whatever. You didn't have enough. But don't forget, the reason your aunt, uncle, mom, dad, not Donald J. Trump, okay, died alone, brother or sister, cousin, died alone in the hospital was the government, okay? Now, these people, the same people, the Mario Cuomos of the world, the Wolf, Governor Wolf of Pennsylvania, the girl, the she that took her mom out of the nursing home, all of the ones across this country that participated in facilitating the death of your loved one without you being able to be there to say goodbye as they left the earth are now in charge. End of story. Give me number 44. Garland pledges to prioritize attack. This is MSNBC, just showing both of them. Number 45, I think it was Josh Hawley that said, hey, Burn a courthouse at 9 a.m. or 10 p.m. What's the charge, the difference? Okay. Now we have 46, MSNBC. Biden mourns 500. He mourned their loss. He mourned with you. Okay. Now, so that being said, yesterday, and empathy, and Biden, and Garland, and all the above, this one will be Thursday and absolutely scares the hell out of me. Number 7. If any Republican senators get up there Thursday during this he/she's confirmation and says, well, Dr. Levine, whatever you want, all right, Rachel or Richard, you know, if I'm up there and I'm a Republican senator, I call this freak, this sick individual, I call this individual Richard the whole day. I call it Richard. And I make this individual explode. Okay. But this individual, Biden's HHS, his assistant HHS, Health and Human Services pick, advocates sex changes for kids. Okay. This is going to help them with their diversity, their equality, okay, equity. This is from you are going to have departments. You have departments working. The hell with a federal crime right now. Sorry to put it that way. You have the Department of their defense working on equity. You have the Department of Transportation working on their part of equity. Okay. You have every department. Yesterday, the Department of Justice. Okay. I mean, Dick Durbin opened up with equity. Okay. This is for your children. Yes. This is where, if America doesn't put a stop to this one right here, number 6, okay? Number 6. This is something. This is from Dr. Rachel Levine's Twitter feed. A new study has found that transgender youth with access to puberty blocker, okay, had decline in chances of suicide, mental health problems now and in the future. This study is important because it's the first to show this specific association. Now, if this individual has its way, this is where I love it, because I get called, crazy as hell. Okay? I am crazy as hell. I get it. I understand that. If this individual has its way, this administration will erase gender from a birth certificate. I know. That's right. Because this individual right here wants, on Thursday, the Senate Health, this is this Thursday, the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, acronym HELP, right, committee will hold a nomination hearing for Dr. Rachel Levine, President Joe Biden's pick for Assistant Secretary of Health at the Department of Health and Human Services. There are plenty of reasons, blah, blah, blah. This was Tom Wolfe. She was the one that took her mom out of the nursing home. While Levine was actively putting these elderly residents at grave risk, Levine chose to personally play by a different set of rules by quietly removing a parent from a nursing home. So just want to throw that in there, okay? Most alarming, Dr. Levin has advocated for sex changes for puberty, damn it, pre-puberty kids, people, otherwise known as children. Told you. A professor of professor of pediatrics and psychiatry at Penn State College of Medicine, Levine has given lectures in various settings since 2012 how to perform sex changes and gender conversion therapy on children. Now, I'm just saying, you can hate me all day long. You really want somebody in place that has given lectures, okay? Now, Tandem, or whatever her name is, Neera Tandem or whatever, from the OMB, that her confirmation is going to nosedive. And I do believe, let me just say this, I do believe all presidents have to send up a confirmation to nosedive to run cover. But the office of the OMB, which every one of these damn nominations scare the hell out of me, but I don't think that's as concerning, believe it or not, as this one. If any nomination needs pulled from Joe Biden's list, it's this one right here. Do you really want a professor of pediatrics and psychiatry, oh my God, perform sex changes and gender conversion therapy? You want that in there? According to Levin, children ought to be given the latitude to choose their own gender. This individual, this is Thursday, folks. Happening Thursday. On Thursday, this individual is going to be up for confirmation. I want to hear senators ask these questions about our children in our schools. Remember back when, you know, your parents got something sent home from school saying they were going to do a sex ed class, you know, and everybody freaked out. Oh my God. And then we were going to, Jocelyn Elders, is that her name? Who was it that was the Surgeon General for Bill Clinton, was going to teach them all how to use a condom, right? Then the next thing you know, boom. According to Levin, children ought to be given latitude to choose their own gender. If you think I've lost my mind, I don't know. I might be dead and gone, but we're coming to a day where picking a boy or girl before you leave the hospital, no. I'm telling you right now, you don't go buy the cigars anymore, because God forbid you can't buy cigars, because you can buy the candy cigars. But you don't go buy the blue box or the pink box, because that is genderfying, right? Genderfying? Don't genderfy me, all right? Levin has advised adults to try not to force them one way or the other. Instead, to follow the child's lead. Follow the child's lead. For pre-puberty, all right, children. Levin said in 2017 speech at Franklin and Marshall College, they might present in different ways. They might present at school in the gender they were identified at birth, or they might present the other gender. Where? At school. At school. I'm telling you, another gender. Or they might be more gender fluent. Levin has described children as young as 5 or 6 as knowing which gender they wanted to be. You don't get to decide which one you want to be. You have the tools for one, or you have the tools for another. You don't get two sets of tools. Just it doesn't happen. One set, boom. Once, however, the children reach the young adolescent age, Dr. Levin recommends puberty blockers, a practice which Dr. Levin apparently followed at Penn State Hershey Medical Center as chief of division of adolescent medicine and eating disorders. In speeches, Levin describes puberty blockers and cross-gender hormone injections to children who express anxiety about the natural process of puberty. Please, folks, Thursday, okay? Thursday, this happens right here. Number 7. Forget hearing about Biden's empathy. Forget hearing about the emotions. I don't want to hear about Merrick Garland today. I get it. I'm with you. All right? This happens Thursday. Take a break. We're going to come back, do another quick segment, and then we've got a great something really you're going to enjoy from 10 to 11. Take a quick break, Emily.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
All right, folks, we are back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. Now, let me just say this. We're going to, at 10 o'clock, I have a special guest coming in from 10 to 11. You're really going to enjoy that. But Sunday, I was watching, and I go through about 40 websites a morning. I'm serious, about 40 different ones. And they're not all the same. I'll go to the Guardian, I'll go to the Sun, I'll go to the Daily Mail. I go everywhere, look around. And obviously in 2 and 3 hours, I can't get into everything. But I was real concerned about the Supreme Court and what happened on the Pennsylvania case yesterday for the election. Also, the tax returns, Trump's tax returns, it'll never be open. I went over, it will never be over with Trump. No, it will never be over. They're working to erase him. If they erase Trump, you're being erased also, because it's just like I said, you're going to say, well, no, wait a minute. Trump is very relevant. They're doing everything to erase him. Now, he will speak at CPAC, I think it's 4:30 Sunday. And I understand he is going to bring it. He's going to bring it. It's going to be Trump Unleashed. 4:30, I think, Sunday at CPAC. So get ready. But the tax returns, Cyrus Vance, I'll get into that in a minute. But I don't know why MSNBC, I went to one of the websites this morning, and I recorded it Sunday. I watch Meet the Press. Every Sunday morning, F. Chuck Todd, I watch Meet the Press. And I was wondering Sunday, why is F. Chuck Todd doing this? He always has this segment called Data Download. And it's some information that he brought on some research that he did. I recorded it. It's not the best recording, but it's a good one. And I want you to watch this 2-minute video. Play the tape.
Welcome back, Data Download time, and another look at the political realignment underway in this country. Both parties are undergoing massive changes in who their voters are, and we see this in the kinds of jobs held by self-described Democrats and Republicans. In fact, here's what we found in the NBC News poll. In the last decade, the percentage of blue-collar voters who call themselves Republicans has grown by 12 points. The number in the group identifying as Democrats, that has declined 8 points. Not a surprise. We've been telling you this. Among white-collar voters, the numbers have actually remained mostly stable. This will surprise some folks, with Republicans seeing a tiny drop and Democrats seeing a tiny increase. Some proof that maybe they are renting the suburbs for now. In that way, the blue-collar shift for the GOP has the potential to reshape the party. In fact, take a look at the percentage of white blue-collar voters who identify as Republicans a decade ago. It has jumped a bit by 2016, but in the last 4 years, in the Trump era, it jumped 10 more points. Now, we know whites represent the largest share of the Republican Party voters, but we're seeing the party make gain among blue-collar workers of other racial and ethnic groups, too. Hispanic blue-collar voters have peeled off from the Democratic Party in the last 10 years. GOP is up 13 points among that group, and something similar is happening among black blue-collar voters. They've moved Republican by 7 points in the last decade. The numbers are still small overall, of course, but considering the struggles Republicans have had wooing black voters, even a little positive movement among blue-collar voters is welcome news for them. So what we're seeing is this. The two parties are trading places to a certain extent. As Democrats make gains in traditionally Republican suburbs, Republicans are picking off blue-collar voters who used to call themselves Democrats. Increasingly, the current Republican Party is looking more and more like the Democratic Party of the mid-20th century, think 50s and 60s. When we come back, the GOP is not the only party that's divided between factions, as President Biden is finding out. Stay with us.
Okay, we will break that down a little more tomorrow. I wanted you to see that because, yes, I recorded the data download from Chuck Todd this past Sunday. I didn't play it yesterday. The gains that are being made. Trump is not going away. We'll discuss more of that. And obviously, we'll have a lot to discuss come Monday as we're hearing more and more throughout the week what Trump may say. Now, the other confirmation, and it's always, give me number 43, equity. The equity bill. There's a bill for equity. It's all the way through. Now, the Green New Deal, pipelines, fracking, killing jobs. This would be, I mean, Biden is doing everything from equity and someone to change the identity and the gender of your children. I mean, this is some sick stuff that's happening. He's got people in areas that are going to kill the jobs, and you're either this is going to be now what this woman here, and her name is Deb Hanlon. She is a former representative from New Mexico, the 1st District. I don't know off the top of my head, 1st District of New Mexico. Deb Hanlon. Now, here is the Department of Interior. And the media will gush this week. It'll probably the spigot will get turned on probably tomorrow. I think her confirmation hearing is this week. You got to keep an eye on it. And they will gush the first Native American to hold this position or cabinet level position, the first Native American. And they love to cheer. The first black, the first caramel-colored American, the first woman that's not a Republican in the position, Latino, the first, and they cheer like crazy, and they gush empathy and emotion and everything over the reality. This individual here, she opposes fracking, and she's one of the first early endorsers of the Green New Deal. All right. She has protested against the pipeline in South Dakota. This is a real radical, like the others that Joe, I mean, this makes Merrick Garland, look like a moderate at the DOJ. You got to pay attention to this one here. This nomination this week that's coming up. Now, let's go through the tax returns. Trump's tax returns. Now, as you're looking and doing your research today, New York District Attorney Cyrus Vance, look him up. Let's go through this really. Let me just go to this quickly. Number 4. Okay. Number 4, number of deaths per day in the U.S. We've topped the 500,000 mark. But again, I mean, I'm just saying it's up to you to look at it. As you can see, where we shut the country down, where the curve starts up, it goes down, and then when it takes an enormous spike up, if you will look at the dates, okay, it started enormously climbing in September, October, November, enormous climbs. And now Joe Biden, the miracle. I know what it sounds like. I'm implying that it went up for Trump to go out. And now it gives Joe an opportunity to save the day. Just saying, I know what it sounds like. But number 5. It's February 23rd. Joe was inaugurated January 20th. In no way whatsoever in 30 days in a Biden administration, he was too busy signing executive orders. This right here, all of the positive that's coming out right now concerning COVID in the numbers are due to the Trump administration's efforts to get rid of COVID-19, eradicate it. But I just want you to look at those dates where it starts up October 26 and it's flying up all the way through November and December. Super spreaders Christmas. Now, I'm wondering when we are going to have the Super Bowl party super spreader event. Number 37, I just want to say this. This is a direct, I'm not being mean, I promise. All you got to do is watch one morning. Justin Trudeau to visit White House virtually. All right. U.S.-Canada relationships, virtual visit at the White House for Justin Trudeau. But this young lady on CNN is clearly meeting a quota, period. If you watch this young lady, CNN has checked off age, black, female. Okay, we hired another one. I'm serious. She is a disaster. I know it doesn't sound right. No, it's not racially motivated in any way whatsoever. So let me give you this. Now, Trump's tax returns. The Supreme Court said, you know what? You can see, give me number 24. Supreme Court won't stop the grand jury from getting Trump's tax returns. Now, a grand jury in New York, assembled by the district attorney Cyrus Vance Jr. Go look up Democrat Cyrus Vance. Go look up Cyrus Vance. Look up the family. Look up the background, who they are. And it's Cyrus Vance Jr. that wants to try to put Paul Manafort away again. And the court said you can't do that. Well, they're going to look at the tax returns. The ruling doesn't mean the returns will become public at any time soon. Now, if they get an indictment, okay, here's how it works. If they get an indictment, then the indictment can be published publicly. And if the indictment has something with the tax returns involved, you can see that, okay? So it won't be released publicly. They might never be publicly released under New York state law. Materials turned over to a grand jury must be kept secret. How long before these are in the WAPO or the New York Times, right? Number 23, Trump says he's facing political persecution after Supreme Court rejects his attempt to keep tax returns. Folks, they want the tax returns released. They want to leak them out. Give me number 22. They want to leak them. They want the tax returns released, right? And they want Trump in jail. All right, there you go. Trump in jail. Number 21, the House panel advances the $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill as Democrats move towards passage this week. Okay. We can get more into that in a minute. Number 17, this is a picture of Cyrus Vance, the New York prosecutors that want this. I did not get into it. I will explain tomorrow. I'll take some time tomorrow of why. Let me just say this. There's a reason to me. It's not correct. It's not the right thing to do. But there's a reason why Thomas, Alito, and then Gorsuch. Even though Gorsuch, let's just put it like this, okay? Neil Gorsuch, Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch, had little, if any, pretty much zero, okay? There was zero contention or conflict or what am I looking for? What words? I'm rushing out of here. But when Neil Gorsuch was confirmed as Supreme Court Justice, little, if any, outrage over it. I mean, it did not make liberals happy, but little, if any, outrage. But then along came Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett was directly asked if she would rule or hear anything where Trump was concerned on the election. So those two in particularly, my opinion is they both think any ruling they would have would start total chaos in this country, and this country would explode. Now, that should be no reason whatsoever why a Supreme Court justice should render a decision at any time. It should be constitutional. But I see where they're going. It's not okay. And hopefully in the future they can correct there's no correcting what those two have done. I would just go there. I was looking for something else. The $11 minimum wage, Joe Manchin supposedly is going to say, you know what, I can go with the 11 minimum wage hike. I thought I saw that somewhere here. I may not have it. Again, Joe Manchin with $11 minimum wage. He will go with that, not the 15. Let me see what else I'm missing before I go to break. If you noticed in the data download, Hispanics have gone from 23% to 36%, and working collar, as they call it, blue collar, and black voters 5% to 12%. Okay. And God forbid you have a migraine. I heard every excuse in the world yesterday. Okay. Every excuse in the world why people should be allowed to have an absentee ballot. Let me show you this. This is a little older. It was put up about 5 days ago. I just want to show it to you. This this is real. Okay. I don't know exactly when it happened. But this is women's sports number 48. This could have been some time ago, but I just want to put it up. This came across the social media this morning that I found. Her name is Gabrielle Ludwig, biologically a man born Robert John Ludwig, ex-Navy soldier, declared himself a woman in his 40s. At 50 years old, measured 6'8", weighed 220 pounds, and covered in naval tattoos. Gabrielle Ludwig caused a huge feeling when she made her college basketball debut for Santa Clara, California Community College, playing for the Women's League right there. So, yes, that's a man. That'll look like a man. And I will leave with this one more time. Let me just say this. Number 3, before I go to break. Number 3, last night, Joe and Carmel Harris had a candlelight. They lit 500 candles. Every candle represented one death due to COVID. And it was somber. And Joe gave this speech of empathy yesterday. Your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your aunt, uncle, cousin. No one died with or from COVID alone due to no other reason than the government said it had to be that way. They stopped you from being with your loved one when they died, the government. I'm going to take a break. We're coming right back at 10 o'clock. I have a guest that will be here ready to go with some more information that you will enjoy. Don't go away. Right after these messages, don't go away. We have a guest coming. Take us to break, Emily.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia is truck country, and nobody discounts Chevy trucks like Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $8,000 off new Silverado crew cabs, or save $5,700 on the all-new body-style Equinox. Every Chevy truck and SUV discounted big. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the low-price leader in truck country. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Good morning. Welcome back to BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. I am D.A. King, sitting in for BKP. I'm doing this for the first time solo from my office in Marietta, which is also located in my home in Marietta. I am president of the Dustin Inman Society, and Brian has been kind enough to give me a solo hour here while he takes care of other business to share some information on what I know about Georgia politics, illegal immigration, and the coming Amnesty Bill. And I'm normally accustomed to public speaking where I can see people and have people raise their hands and react. So if I ask you to raise your hand for the next hour, it's just out of habit. In public speaking, I've always found it's a good idea to start out with a little something light. So I'm going to ask Emily to put up the DA number 98 photo, please, ma'am. I'm an old guy, and I'm not accustomed to the current habit of having to text ahead, asking someone permission to call them on the telephone. So what I think is a very funny and entertaining website called Babylon Bee is also on Twitter, has put up a joke that it's now a hate crime for someone to call someone without texting first. I thought that was kind of amusing. I hope you do. So I want to get right into it. I'm mostly going to talk about Georgia politics as far as immigration goes and some pending legislation. Throughout this next hour, I'm going to ask people to make phone calls, not necessarily in the next hour, but maybe right after we hang up. There are two pieces of legislation in the Georgia Capitol put forward by true conservatives that will help Georgia reduce illegal immigration, and they are stuck in the Republican-controlled committees because the Georgia Chamber of Commerce, the Metro Atlanta Chamber of Commerce, Big Agriculture, and a very long list of far-left groups has successfully lobbied against them in the Capitol while most of us are at work. There is a federal angle right now, and that is the fact that the Biden regime has put forward their Amnesty Bill. They're calling it the American Citizenship Act or some nonsense. The goal here, folks, is to repeat the one-time amnesty of 1986 signed into law by Ronald Reagan, which we were told would legalize about 1.5 million people. And it turned out to legalize almost 3 million people. We were told that we have an illegal immigration problem. The only answer is an amnesty, legalization. And after we do that, we're going to secure our borders, and we are going to punish the illegal employers who are drawing the black market labor here, and that's going to stop the illegal immigration problem forever. Well, you can look around and you can see that it didn't. So what we're told now, the arrogance level has gotten so high that we're not really told that we're going to legalize and then we're going to secure the border. What we're told is we're going to legalize, and if you don't like it, tough, because we need the votes. The Biden regime may have enough votes in the Senate to get this thing through. I don't think so. It is an extreme far left radical bill, even by Democrat standards. Most people, including myself, don't expect it to pass as is. We do expect them to go close to passing some form of amnesty. Excuse me. So here's the message on any kind of amnesty. And it's all about politics and votes. We are told now that there's about 11 million illegal aliens in this country. An illegal alien is an accurate, legal, and descriptive term for a non-citizen who is here in violation of our very liberal immigration laws. I do not believe that 11 million number. Most people who study the issue don't. Normally, the estimate goes from 11 to 20. So using the high estimate, and there could be more, but let's say you legalize 20 million illegal aliens. I promise you that above 90% of those people, when they become citizens, are going to become Democrat voters. I'm going to shorten this, but for my Republican friends, And all of my conservative friends, please know that if Biden and the Democrats are successful in legalizing the illegal aliens in this country, they will have added the largest number of voters to the Democrat voter rolls in history. And it will put any hope of another Republican presidency completely out of reach, certainly in my lifetime, probably in our children and grandchildren's lifetime. And I say this nearly every day, and I'll probably say it again if I get the opportunity to come back here. I desperately hope that people will pay attention. In the past, during amnesty fights, we had 2 Republican senators in the U.S. Senate, and it was still a very, very close call when we beat the amnesty. Now we do not have 2 Republican senators, and the senators that we have will vote for anything they're told to by the Democrats. I urge people to pay attention. I have a website called the Dustin Inman Society.org. We're going to put up some information on that in a minute, but you're not going to get accurate, reliable information, the entire story on this amnesty angle from the mainstream media or the liberal press, as I call them. The media these days is just as dishonest as people say it is, and that includes the network TV, which I stopped watching more than 2 years ago, and the liberal Atlanta Journal-Constitution. So I've got a little program here. I hope I can remember to do everything correct, in the correct way. Emily, would you please put up DA number 95? Emily, do you have DA 95? Ah, thank you. Can you hit that link for me? I thought I had a video, and I'm sorry, folks. Emily is the brains of this outfit, and anything that happens in the right way today will be because of Emily, and vice versa for me. So this is what now Democrat Senate Majority Leader in the U.S. Senate had to say in 2009. It's only 12 years ago, about illegal immigration. And I hope you can read it. Illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple. People who enter the United States without our permission are illegal aliens, and illegal aliens should not be treated the same as people who entered the U.S. legally. Now, that's common sense, but it's no longer the dogma that the Democrats present. And these days, you can take that down, Emily. Thank you very much. These days, if you use the term illegal alien, which Chuck Schumer did just 11, 12 years ago, you're going to be called a lot of very ugly names. I beg of you to endure those names and use the correct term, because the goal here is to make it seem like legal immigrants are somehow illegal aliens. Could you put up DA number 12, Emily, please? Can you lower it? There you go. Thank you. Can we put it on the other side if I move over so that my big head's not on the left-hand side of that? There we go. If we could lower it a little bit. Okay. This is a battle that those of us who fight illegal immigration are in literally every day, because when you read something, usually in the liberal media, or see something on TV about illegal immigration, the goal is to make it about immigrants. My adopted sister happens to be an immigrant. She came to us from Korea. Many of the people who support us and are on the board of the Dustin Inman Society are legal immigrants. It is a very nasty, mean-spirited thing to intentionally try to blur the line between immigrants and illegal aliens. And I hope people will remember that. And I hope that this is a conversation that people have often. The goal here is to call anybody who has the knowledge or the courage to speak up about illegal immigration, to silence them by calling them a lot of names. You can take that down, Emily. Thank you. If you put up DA number 96, it's a video, if I've done it correctly. That would be great if we could play that.
The Commission finds no national interest in continuing to import lesser skilled and unskilled workers to compete in the most vulnerable parts of our labor force. Many American workers do not have adequate job prospects. We should make their task easier to find employment, not harder.
Is it fair to continue high immigration when so many Americans need jobs? Paid for by Numbers USA.
Thank you, Emily. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dustin Inman Society operates on the advice that Miss Barbara Jordan, that you just saw, offered to Congress in 1995. She was appointed to head a commission to report to Congress by then Democrat President Bill Clinton. And her report to Congress included that little scene that you just saw. And her advice was not to confuse real immigrants with illegal aliens. And she explained to Congress that those people who should get in, those people who should be kept out are kept out, and those people who are not supposed to be here will be removed. Removed means deported. That advice from Barbara Jordan, a very, very liberal Democrat, to Congress was ignored. And sadly, Miss Jordan passed away not long after, and the advice was just put in a rabbit hole. We try really, really hard to honor Barbara Jordan in what we do, and to remind people that she actually took the line now. Bless her heart. If Barbara Jordan were to say that out loud now on a TV show or in the newspaper, I promise you she would be ostracized, no matter who she is or what she had done. She was, as I recall, she was the first woman in Congress from Texas or the Deep South, and she is a Presidential Medal of Freedom winner. I'm going to start playing some videos in a minute, and going back to the topic on illegal immigration in Georgia. I just wanted to make sure people understand what's going on the federal level. Illegal immigration will not be solved by another amnesty. That's not the point to solve it. The goal, folks, is open borders, which we may do a whole show on that sometime if I'm allowed. But today I want to talk for the rest of the time pretty much about what's going on here in Georgia. Emily, if you would line up the DA reward videos, Kemp videos. I'm not sure what number they are. We'll start that. We'll play one or two before the break and one afterwards if we can find it.
Kate Steinley, Edwin Jackson, and the Cannon family, all killed by illegal immigrants. Donald Trump is right. We must secure the border and end sanctuary cities.
As Secretary of State, Brian Kemp fought Obama twice and won to stop illegal immigrants from voting.
I'll do the same as your governor. I'll enforce the ban on sanctuary cities and track and immediately deport all criminal aliens so our kids don't become the next victims.
Conservative businessman Brian Kemp for governor, putting Georgians first.
Thank you, Emily. I think we have time before the break to play the second video. We'll save the third one for after the break, I think. But if you would play the second video in that line, that'd be terrific.
I got a big truck, just in case I need to round up criminal illegals and take them home myself. Yep, I just said that. I'm Brian Kemp. If you want a politically incorrect conservative, that's me.
Emily, please put up DA number 21, the reward poster. Folks, I'm trying to be as neutral here as possible, and I think I said that last week. This is a reward system we have at the Dustin Inman Society for anyone who can offer us information on any remark, statement, action, or legislation put forth by Governor Brian Kemp since the election in 2018. I pay a lot of attention to this issue. I don't know of anything that Brian Kemp has said or done on illegal immigration, despite the campaign promises that he made that we just showed you. So I will come, as I have said before, I will come wash your car. If you can point us towards anything that Governor Kemp has done on illegal immigration. And with that said, I need to make it clear, here in Georgia, according to the Department of Homeland Security, we have more illegal aliens than live in Arizona. And we have more illegal aliens living in Georgia than we do green card holders. It's an amazing, amazing statistic. So there's little to be done, and you need to know in the Georgia Capitol, under the Gold Dome, illegal immigration is an issue that is ignored and avoided at any cost, because the Chamber of Commerce, the Georgia Chamber of Commerce, the Metro Atlanta Chamber of Commerce, Big Agriculture, and a long list of far-left groups that are funded by corporate Georgia are down there every day making sure the topic does not get discussed. And the reason for that is the artificially cheap black market labor supplied by the illegal immigration population here in Georgia. We're supposed to do a break at 10:20. My clock says it's 10:19. If we can go just a couple of seconds early, Emily, if we could go to a break now, I'll try and do a little bit more professional job when we come back. I'm enjoying it. I hope people at home will put up with me. I'm broadcasting from my home in Marietta, and we're going to go on a break for 6 minutes. Thank you, Emily.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia is truck country, and nobody discounts Chevy trucks like Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $8,000 off new Silverado crew cabs, or save $5,700 on the all-new body style Equinox. Every Chevy truck and SUV discounted big. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the low price leader in truck country. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Welcome back to BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. I am D.A. King, sitting in for BKP, and I know it's not the professional style show that you are accustomed to from Brian, but we're doing the best we can here from my home in Marietta. Before the break, Emily played a couple of videos for me, trying to educate people on the promises that Governor Brian Kemp made on illegal immigration. I'm going to ask Emily to play the last one. It's very short, but Emily, if you would play the last one, the second one in that line, if you would play that just one more time before we play the third one, that would be terrific.
I got a big truck, just in case I need to round up criminal illegals and take them home myself. Yep, I just said that. I'm Brian Kemp. If you want a politically incorrect conservative, that's me.
One more time. We have a reward for anybody who can point us to any remark, statement, action, or legislation that has happened since Governor Kemp has been Governor Kemp. This is still on Governor Kemp. There's one more video that I have in this line, and we played it last week, but I want to make sure that nobody misses it. This is when Governor Kemp was Secretary of State Kemp. And this was all created in 2016. What we have is one remaining video from a series of 5 that the Secretary of State's office, when Brian Kemp was the Secretary of State, created for the 2016 election in a policy that was advertised and promoted as then Secretary of State Brian Kemp, trying to make it easier for people to vote who did not speak English. And with that, before we play the video, I need to make sure that everybody realizes that only Americans are supposed to vote in Georgia. And that to become an American, if you were born in another country, you must be naturalized. And the naturalization process involves a basic English test. Unless you're about the age of 50 and have lived here for a long time, you have to prove to the federal government that you can speak English, at least in a basic manner, read, write, and understand English, to become a citizen. So I'm going to play the video, and I want to make it clear that this was once a series of 4 videos in multiple language. I think Arabic, Spanish, Korean, and Hindi. I don't remember all the languages. I have a blog up on the Dustin Inman Society site. But watch this video. Pay attention to the little boy. This applies to what happened last November in such a huge way. I need for people to be educated on this. It's on my website, You can contact me. You can share this video anytime you want, and you can run the recorded version of BKP Politics show that we're doing now. Emily, please play that last video for us.
अनुपस्थिति मतदान आपके लिए मतदाताओं की अगली पीढ़ी द्वारा प्रस्तुत। यदि आपको मेल द्वारा मतदान करना पसंद है या चुनाव के दिन व्यक्तिगत रूप से या अग्रिम मतदान के दिन उपलब्ध नहीं है, आप अनुपस्थिति मतपत्र द्वारा मतदान कर सकते हैं। यदि आप एक अनुपस्थिति मतपत्र के लिए अनुरोध करना चाहें, तो आपको अनुपस्थिति मतपत्र मेल करने के लिए आप एक आवेदन कर सकते हैं। कृपया ध्यान रखें कि अनुपस्थिति मतपत्र आवेदन की समय सीमाएं होती हैं, जो प्रत्येक इलेक्शन में लागू होती हैं। आपकी सुविधा के लिए माई वोटर पेज वेबसाइट पर एक अनुपस्थिति मतपत्र अनुरोध प्रपत्र उपलब्ध है। यदि आपके काउंटी इलेक्शन ऑफिस को समय सीमा के अंदर आपका अनुपस्थिति मतपत्र आवेदन प्राप्त होता है, आपकी काउंटी एक अनुपस्थिति मतपत्र मेल करेगी। आपको मेल से अपना मतपत्र प्राप्त होने पर कृपया इसमें शामिल दिशा निर्देशों का पालन करें कि आपके मतदान किए गए मतपत्र को वापस आपके काउंटी इलेक्शन ऑफिस में कैसे मेल करें। आपके मतदान के लिए अनुपस्थिति मतपत्र को मेल करने में इस्तेमाल होने वाले लिफाफे को भरना और हस्ताक्षर करना आवश्यक है। दोबारा कृपया ध्यान रहे कि आपके मतदान किए गए अनुपस्थिति मतपत्र की काउंटी इलेक्शन ऑफिस में वापस पहुंचने की भी एक समय सीमा है। कृपया ध्यान दें कि चुनाव से संबंधित सभी फॉर्म और सामग्रियां मतपत्रों सहित केवल इंग्लिश में उपलब्ध हैं। यदि आपका कोई प्रश्न है तो अधिक जानकारी के लिए कृपया हमारी वेबसाइट sos.ga.gov/elections पर विजिट करें या हमें 404-656-2871 पर कॉल करें। ये जॉर्जिया सेक्रेटरी ऑफ स्टेट ब्रायन पी केम्प द्वारा एक जन सेवा है।
Thank you very much, Emily. That one never gets old to me, and I hope that people will share that. And I'm grateful for the time. For people who watched last week, BKP Brian Pritchard was kind enough to have me on his show for 2 hours. We played those videos last week. It's not the last time I'm going to play them, given the opportunity. But I think they are self-explanatory. With that said, I have one more in that idea. Emily, would you play DA number 97 for me? Because Governor Kemp has cracked down. If we don't have 97, it'll be my fault. I can do it from here, Emily, if you don't have the link. And again, folks, there it is. Can you move it over to the other side, please, ma'am? Outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, before I go any further, please know that Emily is, in fact, indispensable, and I am forever grateful for her patience. So the point here is that Governor Kemp has cracked down on something. It's not illegal immigration, but he's had a whole news conference, and I think legislation is coming to address the dangers of street racing. And I don't dispute that anything against the law needs to be solved, but I am personally a little bit beyond irritated that we are watching while illegal immigration, which affects American workers, our budget, everything that concerns illegal immigration is being ignored. And with the promises we just saw from the governor, what we're watching is a crackdown on street racing. So I just wanted to kind of make that point. I saw it in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, which I have to read every day because of what I do. So there you go. That's for that. So now, along the lines, you can take that down, Emily, thank you. Along the lines of, of voting in Georgia, Emily, will you put up DA number 3, please, ma'am? There is a bill pending under the Gold Dome, folks, which is being held back. It's House Bill 22 228. And what House Bill 228 would do, and it's very, very simple. Here it goes. House Bill 228 addresses the fact that here in Georgia, the Department of Driver Services issues driver's licenses to people who are not United States citizens. And there's nothing wrong with that. The driver's license issued to United States citizens is different only than my own driver's license and probably the one in your pocket. The driver's license issued to U.S. citizens with a term printed across the top. Can you lower that just a little bit for me, please, Emily? There you go. Thank you. Across the top of the non-citizen, foreign nationals, whatever term you use, is the language that says limited term. Limited term simply means this driver's license will expire when the non-citizen's visa to be in the United States expires. One more time. The only difference between a non-citizen driver's license and a citizen driver's license is that limited term. On the bottom is a proposed change to that problem. On the bottom is language that is proposed in House Bill 228 to be added to the non-citizen driver's license. It says bearer not a U.S. citizen, not voter ID. Excuse me. This is important, folks, because there is no law in the state of Georgia that a limited term, non-citizen driver's license cannot be presented as proper identification when you go to vote. I'm going to let that kind of sink in for a minute, and I'm going to say it again. There is no state law saying you can't use that top license as ID considered, and I quote, proper identification when you go to the voting polls. It is a lot of people's opinion, including mine, that if we add the language on the top of that driver's license, that it won't confuse any poll workers who are mostly very, very hardworking volunteers. So the House Bill 228 says two things. It says we're going to change the state law to make it unacceptable to present limited term driver's license at the poll. And we are going to label that driver's license and ID card and permits in a more clear manner so that no poll worker would ever get confused. Now, House Bill 228 has a long list of sponsors, including the Republican House whip, which is a big deal. I think it's number 3 in the House. The bill, folks, is going nowhere. The bill is stuck in the Georgia House Higher Education Committee. And it's in a subcommittee that is chaired by State Representative Republican Bonnie Rich, R-I-C-H, from Gwinnett County. The bill's probably not coming out, but we have a chance if people want to contact the Georgia Gold Dome and contact House leadership to say, we want to see House Bill 228 get a vote on the floor of the House. I promise you, if this bill goes to the floor, it's going to pass. And I know it's difficult to make phone calls and keep track of all this. So calling all these representatives you never heard of can be a task. It's much easier to make just one phone call. And I recommend that phone call go to Republican Speaker David Ralston's office with a polite message that we want to see House Bill 228 get a vote on the floor. I have Speaker David Ralston phone number post here. I don't know if I can find it. I can tell you while I'm looking, the phone number at Speaker Ralston's office is 404-656-5020. I'm embarrassed that I don't have this more ready to go. We have a graphic to put up with Speaker Ralston's phone number and contact information. No, we don't. I think Brian put it up by himself though last week. You can take that driver's license down now, Emily. Thank you. But folks, I want you to understand that just because we have sent Republicans to the Gold Dome who each and every one of them assured us during their campaigns that they are conservatives. It doesn't mean they're going to go down there and vote in a conservative manner, because once they get inside that Capitol and you're at home, they get a lot of influence from the special interest lobby, including the Georgia Chamber of Commerce and the Metro Atlantic Chamber of Commerce. It is mostly those two groups who do not want this bill to pass to change the driver's license laws and the driver's license letters across the top. And that is because they want more foreign workers in Georgia, not fewer. So that's something that I hope we can take a little action on. House Bill 228 is a yes, must pass. Please call Speaker David Ralston's office. That is 404-656-5020. Very nice young people work there. They'll only take messages for the speaker. Be polite, be short, give them your message, and get off the phone. Maybe after that, follow up with an email. Emily, I'm going to put up my Dustin Inman Society website graphic. Now, we're going to go for a break, folks. It's 10:40, and I'm supposed to do a break now, and I'm just learning. I hope you're having as much fun as I am. I'll do better next time. We're going to go to a break. Thank you, Emily.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia is truck country, and nobody discounts Chevy trucks like Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $8,000 off new Silverado crew cabs, or save $5,700 on the all-new body style Equinox. Every Chevy truck and SUV discounted big. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the low price leader in truck country. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Welcome back. Welcome back to BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. I am D.A. King sitting in for BKP, and we're headed to our last segment. I'm broadcasting over the internet online from my office in Marietta, Georgia, which is in my home in Marietta, Georgia. We've only lived here for 37 years in May, so I'm enjoying this. I hope I get better at it if I'm allowed to try it again. But my goal here today is to educate people. Would you please put up DA 93, Emily, please? I am president of the Dustin Inman Society. The Dustin Inman Society was named after a Woodstock kid who was never allowed to reach age 17. Dustin Inman is forever 16. Because we don't enforce our immigration laws here in the U.S. or here in Georgia. Dustin Inman was killed on Father's Day weekend, the year 2000, in Ellijay, Georgia, by an illegal alien who was given a job, a place to live, and a driver's license by the state of North Carolina. The illegal alien that killed Dustin ran into the back of the Inman family car at a high rate of speed, stopped in a light right there by the Burger King by Colonel Pools. When Kathy and Billy Inman woke up, those are Dustin's parents, when they woke up from their comas, they were told that their only child was gone and that they had missed the funeral. A lot of times people will tell me that illegal immigration is a victimless crime, and I don't want to hear that. Besides the American deaths, it's jobs, benefits, and services. But as a conservative, for me, illegal immigration is mostly about the rule of law and the fact that right now in this country we have groups of people, including politicians and very wealthy business interests, not to mention the illegals themselves, who are not held to the same standard of law that we were taught all Americans should see as the rule of law in our republic. The Dustin Inman Society is a 501c4 nonprofit by IRS rules. We were incorporated in 2005. In 2003, I set aside my own business and spent all of our money. My wife's name is Sue. She is the most patient person in the world because she's put up with me for all these years. I set aside my own business and spent our money and refinanced our house to spread the message about immigration, especially illegal immigration in the U.S., especially here in Georgia. There was a time when I was on a bunch of national networks, radio, TV, newspapers. In 2013, during the last Amnesty fight, my voice was too loud and too effective. And I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just being honest. I have been blacklisted by the mainstream media. And I am extremely grateful for BKP to allow me any time at all on his political show and for posting my articles on FYN News. You will see a lot more of those. But on the Dustin Inman Society website, Emily, could you please go to DA5? I'm going to take a little tour here because I need for people to pay attention so we can solve some of these problems. I cannot do it by myself. I need DA5, please, ma'am. DA5 is the Dustin Inman Society website, the DustinInmanSociety.org or new DustinInmanSociety.org. Okay, we'll wait for Emily to get that up if she can. Emily, if you can't find DA5, you can put DA4 up, but I'd rather see DA5. While we look, and again, if there's a mistake here, I promise you, I made it. The Dustin Inman Society has a place where you can sign up to get on our email list, mostly for action alerts. For example, we have House Bill 228 stuck in the Georgia House in the Higher Education Committee, and we need people to call the Speaker, David Ralston, at 404-656-5020 and urge him to let this bill come out to the floor for a vote. So I don't have a TV show to make that announcement every day. So what we do at the Dustin Inman Society is we send out an alert if you're on our email list, and only if you're on our email list. So we're hopeful that people will go to the website, which I desperately want to get up. There we go. Thank you very much, Emily. And again, if there's a mistake here, folks, you can scroll up a little bit, please, ma'am. Up to the very top. Can you, my window's permanent. So this is the website, folks. Scroll down a little bit, Emily, so people can see these sliders. We have you can get quite an education on the website just by going there. And these little bits of information on these memes go by about every second or so. And I really hope people will go there. Up on the top, you can see on the right-hand side, it says contact us. And on the left-hand side, it says sign up for alerts. If you would scroll down, Emily, a little bit off of the sliders down just below there. Stop right there. Thank you. We have Who Was Dustin Inman? If you click there on your own time, folks, you can get the story of Dustin. On the second window on the right, you have a window that if you click on that honoring immigrants image, it will take you to a web page that will show you information and photographs about an event that we staged last February here in Atlanta. It was very expensive. It was a lot of effort. I got pretty burned out, and we worked really hard for it for about 2.5 months. On the day in February last year when we were having the event, it snowed in the morning, but we still got a very good crowd. We have another window there. You click on that image, answering our critics. Believe it or not, people do not like the Dustin Inman Society, including me, spreading information on illegal immigration. And the way that you silence people in today's America, which we've known for a long time, but most of America is finding out now, is you call them a bunch of ugly names and cancel them. Well, that is the goal here. We've been canceled, but we're still fighting. The last window shows that we operate on donations. It is incredibly difficult and humiliating to ask people for money, but we cannot continue without donations. So if anybody is able and willing, and only if you're able, you can donate. The donations are not tax deductible, I'm sorry to report, but the only way we have to keep on going is with outside help. We are fresh out for the last 10 years of our own money. Can you slide down a little bit more, Emily, so people can see the letter from DIS board member? A little bit more. There you go, right there, perfect. Well, Up, down a little, so you can read the headline. Yeah, I'm sorry, up a little. Please forgive me. Up a little. There you go. This is a letter, folks. It was published in the Cherokee Tribune and Ledger News the other day by my friend and a board member of the Dustin Inman Society. His name is Dustin. Excuse me. His name is Everett Robinson. Everett is pretty much my best friend in the world, and I am extremely upset that after 35 years of living 4 doors down from me, Everett has moved to Cherokee County. But I wanted to show this letter. You can see it on the website and read the letter in its entirety. But I'm bringing it up because I urge people to send letters to their local newspaper. Send a letter to the editor, whatever's on your mind. It could be fluoridated water. I personally hope you'll take an interest in speaking up about illegal immigration or some of the bills that are stuck in the legislature. But this is a letter from Everett. It got a lot of readers and it educated people on this House Bill 228. There's another bill that's stuck in the legislature. You can put up, please, Emily, DA4, while I change gears here on the way out. There's another bill that's in the legislature that's stuck, and it's stuck because we stuck it. DA4, if you get a chance, no problem. If you don't, Emily. There's another bill that's in the legislature that we hope never, ever comes out, and that is House Bill 120. House Bill 120. You can slide down a little bit, please, ma'am. Immigration Politics Georgia is my other website. If we're back tomorrow, I'm going to go into this in a longer thing, a little bit more, down to, stop there. You can see on that middle column, GOP Rep Casey Carpenter blasts his county party for opposing his in-state tuition for illegal aliens bill. There's a House Bill 120. Folks, I just told you something wrong. House Bill 228 is not in higher education, like I told you earlier. House Bill 228 is in the Special Committee on Election Integrity. You can still call Speaker Ralston. I've got this bill stuck in my head. House Bill 228 is in the Special Committee on Election Integrity. It's not in higher education, and I apologize. House Bill 120 is in House Higher Education. And that bill, we hope, stays in House Higher Education. House Bill 120 from State Representative Casey Carpenter in Dalton is a bill designed to reward people in the country illegally with in-state tuition, which is about 1/3 to 1/4 of the price that people from Michigan, for example, whether or not they're an American or a legal immigrant, would pay. The short version of this is that House Bill 120 would allow people in the country illegally to pay a lower tuition rate in Georgia's public universities than Americans and legal immigrants. House Bill 120 needs to die, and we're working on that. I'm kind of new at this. I'm running out of time. We're going to close. I want to correct myself. House Bill 228, please call Speaker Ralston at 404-656-5020. House Bill 228 needs to come out and be voted on the floor. It is not in higher education, as I told you. It's in the Special Committee on Election Integrity. I hope I cut back to do this tomorrow. I've enjoyed it. I'll be a little better tomorrow. Thank you very much. And we're going out. This is BKP Politics on FYN TV. I'm D.A. King, sitting in for BKP. Thank you very much. And thank you, Emily.